Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Yes, it's Tuesday, but it feels like Monday. We're back from the long weekend. Welcome to another edition of Primetime Local News. Connor Chan, Abby St. John here. Got lots of local content on the go today, including our question of the day. Of course, it was a big Sunday for all you Game of Thrones fans. So we asked if you're satisfied with the series finale. Unfortunately for me and Abby, we're not quite there yet.
I'm currently on season 2, episode 2, so I'm a little bit far behind, but I have definitely heard all the feedback from people saying that they're unsatisfied, that they think it should be rewritten, and what all that. But I'm very far behind, so I don't really have an opinion quite yet.
And I personally have not seen. But we'll get to the discussion later on in the show. But right now, let's send over to Eric Bay, who is on location.
Thanks, guys. Well, today we are here at the Olive Tree, where they are taking a creative approach to donating food. They have the first Construction event going on right now, where multiple teams are taking part, trying to build something out of different cans of food that will then be donated to the food bank. There's 17 teams taking part, and while it is closed, we will still be talking a little bit about how you can get involved here in the future, just with judging, and also that'll be coming up here very soon. So we're going to have a little bit more coming up on Construction, and again, how you can get involved. But first, we'll go back into the studio where Abby has a look at your local news.
A warning from Alberta Health Services: a case of the measles has been confirmed in the Edmonton area, and residents in Sherwood Park and patients at the U of A hospital may have been exposed. Global Sulingo has the details.
If you're in these locations, you may have been exposed to measles.
The infected adult was in the Sherwood Park Mall 3 afternoons in a row from May 9th to 11th, then Smiley's Village restaurant on the evening of May 11th. They were also in the Sherwood Park Mall Shoppers Drug Mart on the morning of May 15th. Then on May 16th, CarMax Construction in Nisku from 4 to 6 p.m. The Strathcona Community Hospital from 8 p.m. to the next afternoon, May 17th, followed by the University Hospital ER until 8 that evening.
So we're working with our emergency departments to identify patient lists to see who might be at risk.
The measles virus spreads easily through coughing and sneezing and can live in the air for up to 2 hours. Symptoms include the telltale red rash, plus a fever, cough, and runny nose. It can be serious.
In some environments, that may lead to a seizure as well as, unfortunately, brain damage.
Babies who are too young for the vaccine, under 1 year, are at highest risk, along with pregnant women and people with a weakened immune system. Officials believe the patient contracted measles during travel outside of North America.
I think it highlights and serves as a reminder that communicable disease, measles is one of these, is a simple plane ride away.
So far in the U.S. this year, nearly 900 cases, the worst spread since the mid-90s. With the resurgence of a preventable disease, doctors are urging us to make sure our shots are up to date.
It's safe, very effective, and easily available.
With the weather heating up, everyone is spending more time outdoors, including dogs. Eric Bay has more on a Lloydminster canine that has a unique way to enjoy the summer sun.
Like most dogs, Max enjoys going to the dog park with his owner, Stuart Kaler, but the way he gets there is a little different. Max likes to feel the wind in his face riding around in Kaler's slingshot.
It was easy for Max to be convinced to jump in there because he rode around in the Jeep prior to that. So it's just second nature. He wants to go to the dog park, whatever vehicle I'm standing by, he'll jump in it. So there's no problem at all getting him in there. Sticks his nose up in the air, smelling all the smells, and the wind blowing his ears around. It's pretty funny to watch.
Kaler got Max a pair of goggles to keep the wind out of his eyes, but they've also caused a reaction from other drivers in Lloydminster.
One of the unexpected perks is I get the opportunity to make people smile every day. Just about everybody you pass, you can see a big beaming smile on there. They're giving you the thumbs up or the peace sign, and it's kind of neat to know that you can do next to nothing and make people's day.
Hop up. Max's popularity has led to some photo requests around town.
A lady chased me all the way across town to the Princess Auto parking lot and pulled in behind me and said, "Can I get a picture? I need to send this to my grandkid in Yellowknife."
Although Max has been riding shotgun with Kaler for almost 3 years, it's not all smooth sailing. Max's directions are still a little rough.
Well, he's a little directionally challenged. Good thing we have a GPS.
Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
The City of Lloydminster is looking for local talent to put on a show to help celebrate the Border City's Downtown Street Fest. The city is gearing up for this year's Downtown Street Fest, which is being held next month on June 22nd. This year, the city is hosting a talent competition called Lloyd Has Talent.
It's an event that we're building into the celebration, so it's going to be on main stage at 1 o'clock on the Saturday, and so it will be a competition for young musicians to participate and compete and see who has talent.
The city is looking for applications from people who want to perform on the stage. They're only taking applications from people who are 21 years old or younger.
We are looking for kids. We've got 2 age categories: kids kids from 5 to 12-year-old or 13 to 21. So we have 2 categories, and we're looking for submissions, and the top 4 in each category will be chosen to perform that day.
The committee is looking for online video submissions before June 1st. Applicants will be picked and contacted by June 7th. If you or anyone you know would like to apply, email events@lloydminster.ca. Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Well, today we are here at the Olive Tree, and I'm joined by Becky Shilley, who is in charge of the construction that the Olive Tree is putting on. So first off, can you just explain, this is the first year you are doing it, so what actually is construction?
Construction is local businesses, service groups, charities, schools, all different kinds of people entering a competition. It's a food drive, but they build different structures, buildings, people, whatever they come up with the cans, and then all the cans are donated to a local food bank. So we've wanted to do it for about 6 years, and finally we got to do it this year with the help of Service Credit Union. So we're really excited to see what everyone comes up with.
And now with construction, you mentioned it's obviously in the name, it's built with cans. So are there any other rules? Are you allowed to use anything else to build it, or is it just strictly cans and then make sure that it stays stacked?
There's actually lots of rules. We've been a little easy this year, a little lax being our first year, but you can use things like elastic bands and silicone. The rules are no glass for obvious reasons, and you can't alter the label. So other than that, we're letting people be pretty free, but definitely there are a few important rules.
And now, just real quick here, what's the response been so far? As we mentioned, is the first year, so what's the response been from the community?
It's been amazing. Actually, everyone's really excited about it. We have 17 teams, which is, our goal was to get 5. We thought if we could get 5, we'd be successful, so we're really happy to have 17. And yeah, everyone we talk to is excited. It's a new idea, it's something fresh and neat, and it's a fun way to serve the community.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. We'll have a little bit more coming back from here, but first we'll go back into the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Taking a look at current temperature right now. Still, we had another gorgeous day with a lot of clouds and some sunshine, sitting at 20 degrees for us here in Lloydminster. Of course, we had gorgeous weather over the long weekend for those that got to enjoy it and outside. So winds, though, are still picking up, though, closer to 30 kilometers an hour there. Some records for this time of year: 29 degrees is our warmest back in 1988, while -2 is our coolest back in 1992. Now, we're expecting some cloud coverage over the next couple of days, which we'll showcase later on in the 7-day forecast. So here you have right now, not a whole lot of cloud coverage, very thin for the most part in the area. Some signs of precipitation kind of in that lower western, southwestern parts there. But like I said, we'll show some of those a little bit here into what we could expect over the next few days. So some other current temperatures: 22 degrees in Cold Lake right now, 20 degrees in Athabasca, 19 for Edmonton, 15 in Edson, 10 in Rocky Mountain House, 15 for Jasper, 16 out in Whitecourt. Out in Saskatchewan, 20 degrees in Meadow Lake and North Battleford, 21 in both Prince Albert and Saskatoon, and 22 degrees in Melfort. So let's take a look at a little bit more in-depth look to the regional temperatures. 7 degrees overnight in North Battleford with some cloudy skies, and they're going to go into tomorrow with 23 degrees in the daytime high with a sun and cloud mix there. Cold Lake, 7 degrees as well overnight with clouds, reaching the same results in terms of temperature-wise, a high of 23 and a sun and cloud mix for the daytime tomorrow. 6 degrees overnight for us here, a little bit clearer, but we'll still have a few clouds, and tomorrow a majority of it being cloudy with a high of 21 degrees. So here's the next 3 days. Like I said, very cloudy expected over the next little bit here. 22 degrees on Thursday, though, with a high. 19 degrees the high on Friday on this short week, with a 60% chance we could get some showers. But that's a first look at your weather. We'll have more primetime local news after the break.
Welcome back. Well, the sweet buzz of honey production on the prairies is connected to canola. Gerard Lampow finds out that the canola crisis is also impacting the busy pollinator.
Bees got fooled this year as spring was still loading.
In March, when beekeepers were starting to take a look at their colonies, there was lots of indication that losses would be under 10%. But now it looks like it's going to be closer to 20%.
Just when the delicate pollinators thought spring had sprung, Mother Nature held one last burst of cold weather and snow. Rod Scarlett with the Canadian Honey Council says that with 70% of Canada's bees being on the prairies, the overwinter loss is dramatic. Factor in the price of honey next to operating costs at about $1.55 to $1.65 a pound, and producers are just breaking even.
Beekeepers are caught in a position where, in certain circumstances, they're not even able to cover the cost of production.
Scarlett says a commercial beekeeping operation could employ up to 50 people, so their business capacity matches any large operation. The industry is also battling China and other Asian countries selling adulterated honey on the world market by adding a sweetener to increase the volume.
That has really had an impact on the price of honey, particularly those that are producing good product like we are in Canada, and trying to export, because that export market is being saturated by a product that's not honey.
Scarlett sees the impact on Canadian beekeepers in the tens of millions of dollars. Then there's the battle with China over canola. This is causing producers to reduce canola cultivation. Honey production and canola are tied together by pollination.
As farmers reduce the amount of canola crop out there, that's going to have a huge impact on the amount of honey that beekeepers are able to produce.
With seed canola down, this will impact beekeepers who are paid to keep their hives near canola fields to help with pollination. Scarlett sees any prolonged trade impasse as having a dual impact.
Decisions that the farming community make as a result of planting issues, dropping the number of acres of canola because of price or not being able to sell, then that's going to have a dramatic impact on beekeeping in Western Canada.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
That's all for eggs. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
Lloydminster has excelled at the provincial level in football decades, and that tradition continued at the Senior Bowl during May long weekend. Josh Ryan has more on the coach's view of the action.
Field here at the 49-yard line.
There was plenty of Midwest representation on Monday, where Team North took home the Senior Bowl title 23-14, and the junior team came up just short in the first ever Junior Bowl 14-13. An enjoyable experience for the 9 players and 4 coaches from Lloydminster.
Nice to be around kids and coaches that love football and are kind of all in for the weekend, spending lots of time together and trying to build a team in 3 days. It was a pretty cool experience. So we came up a little bit short in the junior game, but the senior game, the guys took care of business. So it was nice to see the kids from Lloyd have a good showing.
Harper has been on the sidelines of the event before, but appreciated the challenge of the main job taking charge of so many athletes in a few days.
You can spend years and years developing a program and developing a culture, and to kind of throw it together in 3 days, it doesn't really do it justice, but you try your best. And the good thing is that you have lots of help and the kids are dialed in, and it was a wonderful group to work with.
Any moment could have changed the result in the Junior Bowl, something Harper says is an important lesson to take home.
You never know when that point's going to come, and at the end of the game you look back and you're like, oh man, if we just would have did one thing differently over the previous 48 minutes, we would have had been tied or won the game. But hopefully the kids took that away too.
And another takeaway is how successful the football system in Lloydminster has become.
You hear it from everybody around the province. Cities that are the same size as us and probably have better facilities field-wise and whatever the case may be, they don't do as good a job as us. Everyone who's been involved should be very proud of themselves.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
The Prairie Pirates finished the Saskatoon Selects Tournament 1-3, missing out on playoff action later in the weekend. In their lone win, the Pirates defeated the Southeast Twins from Estevan to 10-2, with Dre Sushot throwing a complete game from the mound. Next up for the Pirates is a doubleheader this Sunday at Wallace Field against the Munster Red Sox. Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Olive Tree talking about construction, which is going on right now, and I'm joined by Becky Shilley again. So maybe first off, we'll start this one just about maybe what was the reason for actually doing construction? As you can see the shelves around me, the stuff does go to the Olive Tree.
Well, we do run a food bank and a lot of food-focused programs. We have a free community meal, moms programs, that sort of thing. So we go through a lot of food. Last year, we used $305,000 worth of donated food. So, you know, you don't necessarily, it's not at the forefront of people's minds what we do, but we do go through a lot. And this is the time of year where the shelves start to get a little bit bare. And we give food to 30 other groups in the community. So, you know, we want to be able to keep serving them and keep serving the people here. So we thought spring would be a great time of year. The shelves are normally kind of getting a little bit bare. So that was the whole purpose for the event.
And now construction is currently going on. Teams are constructing their creations. How long do they have now to continue to create? And then when does that judging take place?
Structures need to be done May 31st. We're going to hopefully get the pictures up on June 3rd, which is Monday, so people can vote on Facebook for People's Choice. We have 6 trophies all together, and we'll be doing the formal judging on Friday, June 7th. So we'll put everything up on social media for everyone to see, or people can visit the businesses that have done the structures after May 31st and kind of see the amazing things that people have built.
And now, is there anywhere for people to find out which businesses are actually taking part so they can go out and check it out for themselves?
Absolutely. All the information's on our the Construction Lloydminster Facebook page. We just posted today a quick list of all 17 teams. So the structures will be up June 3rd for them to go and visit and kind of see how everyone's gotten involved.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. We'll have a little bit more back from here at the Olive Tree about construction and what the cans actually go towards. But first, we'll go back into the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Taking a look at current temperatures right now, once again here, 20 degrees for us here in Lloydminster, 21 in Vermilion and St. Paul and Lac La Biche, 19 in Bonnyville, Vegreville, Edmonton, and Wainwright, 18 in Provost, 19 degrees in Marway, 22 degrees in Cold Lake right now. Out in Saskatchewan, 22 degrees in Maidstone, 20 for North Battleford, Meadow Lake, and Green Lake, 19s in Isle of Cross, St. Walburg, and Macklin as well. Some other temperatures, La Loche sitting at 21 degrees in, as well as Buffalo Narrows, Laurent sitting at 22, 24 degrees out in South End, 16 degrees in Walston Lake, and 14 degrees in Stony Rapids. Fort Chipewyan sitting at 20 degrees. Fort McMurray sitting at 24 degrees. Out in high level, of course, they are battling those wildfires right now. They're sitting at 24 degrees right now. Peace River sitting at 22. Slave Lake at 21, and Grand Prairie at 20. A little bit, now, of course, the southern Alberta areas have gotten some very cloudy weather over the past couple of days here. So 17 in Calgary, 7 degrees in Calgary, 11 degrees in Medicine Hat, 8 degrees in Lethbridge, 18 for Coronation, and 6 degrees out in Banff. So in southern Saskatchewan, 16 in Swift Current right now, 20 for Moose Jaw and Estevan, 21 degrees in Regina, 22 for Yorkton, and 18 degrees in Kindersley. Take a look at some temperatures for tomorrow. Mostly we're still going to be the 20s, but it's going to get a little bit cloudier. It's going to trend that way over the next couple of days. But 21 for us here tomorrow in the border city, as well as in Vermilion, Vegreville, Maidstone, and Wainwright. 22s in Marwayne, Bonnyville, and Pierceland. 23 degrees in Cold Lake tomorrow. 23 in Meadow Lake, 24 in Green Lake, 24 Isle of Cross, 20 degrees in Edmonton. Take a look at the school day forecast. Very cloudy for the most part. 12 at 8 a.m., 16 degrees at recess time, 19 at lunchtime, and 21 degrees at home time. So here's the next 7 days. Showers mostly on the Friday and Saturday at the high of 19 and 16 there with a 60 and 70% chance, and 18 on Sunday, 25 where we'll get back to sunny skies, and 24 on Tuesday. That's a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more primetime local news after the break.
Once again, we are back here at the Olive Tree talking about construction, which is going on right now, and Becky Shilley joins me once again. So maybe if people missed in the first segment, could you just maybe explain again what exactly is construction?
So construction is a fun competition. In larger cities, it's typically engineering firms and architects and designers that do it, and they build really fun structures out of items that the local food bank needs. So that's what it is here, and we're really excited to do this for the first time.
And now there are a few different categories because these projects will be judged here in the future. There's the People's Choice we mentioned. What are some of the other ones that are that people can win in different categories?
Structural ingenuity. There's a most creative one. Most cans, best meal. So that's like using all different kinds of cans and creating a good meal together. So, yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
And now you guys have closed the teams for construction, but you are still in need of some items here. We can see the shelves around me. So is there anything that people, if they still want to be involved, if they can donate to the food bank here?
For sure, we're always accepting items. Things like pasta sauce, canned soup, canned meals like Chef Boyardee or stew. We're always short on those things. Toilet paper, shampoo and conditioner, all those things that are kind of essentials. They can donate. I'm sure when all the food comes in after the first week of June, we'll need some extra hands here sorting, dating, and putting them away. But always looking for more volunteers. Our food rescue program is a very busy program. It runs 7 days a week where we collect, sort, and distribute food. So if anyone wants to get involved there, they definitely can.
And if people do want to get involved, either by donating or volunteering, how can they do so?
Oh, check out our website, send us an email, or give us a call. Any of those things work, and we can definitely hook them up.
All right, and then I guess just last off real quick here, if people, again, you guys are going to be doing the judging here soon, so where can people go to check stuff out for their People's Choice voting?
Easiest place is Facebook. Construction Lloydminster has all the information on Facebook, or when in doubt, give us a jingle.
All right, awesome, perfect. Thank you so much. We're going to have a little bit more from back here at the Olive Tree about construction, but first we'll go back into the studio.
All right, so our question of the day today with the Game of Thrones finale on the weekend, we asked, were you satisfied with the finale? A lot of you are saying yes, but I actually saw some leaks, so I kind of knew what happened. Definitely not happy about the ending. Yes, it ended the only way it could have. Nope. There's basically a mix. It's like a pattern. It's like people are saying, yeah, I enjoyed it. No, I did not enjoy it, or no, I did not. Of course, that last story we saw, people were not too happy. Critically, it's been getting some criticism.
Yeah, and there's a million signatures on a petition to get the finale rewritten and stuff like that, but what can you do?
Imagine if that actually does happen. I doubt it will, but we'll see what happens. Well, it's time. It's a new week, so a new chance for your pet to win a Lloydminster Pet Pad gift card. Let's take a look at some of the pets today. This is Lily.
Adorable. I think she has a bow in her ear. Love it.
Adorable. This is Flip and Flop.
I love the names.
That's a great name for a pair like that. This is Herman. He's sitting in his chair.
That's
a big tail he's got as well.
Yeah, but adorable.
That's Ace.
Oh,
He's a good
very
dog.
good boy.
And this is Donkey. Yes, the name's still
I
like in Shrek.
love it. I love it.
Well, if your pet was shown on today, you're automatically entered to win a Lloydminster Pet Pad gift card.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Here with Becca from the SPCA, and she has Topanga, this adorable little cat with her today, and we're gonna try to get her adopted. So can you just tell me a little bit about how Topanga came to the SPCA?
She just came in as a stray. I believe she came in with one other kitty, so she kind of came in with her pal, but yeah, she came in for a little bit, and we got her all looked after, vaccines and all that fun stuff, and then now she's up for adoption.
Was there any health problems with her when she came in?
Not too much, no. We were a little bit concerned initially just with her ears. They looked a little dry kind of thing, so we made sure that she didn't have any infections or anything like that. And then she was all given the whole clear, so we think it's just a touch of frostbite kind of thing on the tip of her ear. And then she had some ear mites as well too, so that could have been from scratching too. So other than that, she just needs to heal up a little bit on that ear, but other than that, she's ready to go.
And I noticed that she is pretty playful. She does like being pet. How is she around other animals?
For the most part, we haven't really tested her too much with other animals. Like I said, she kind of came in with that other cat, but I think it was kind of just in the same general vicinity sort of thing. And But yeah, she just is up in her kennel. She kind of just has a good time, and she doesn't seem to like the carrier very much, but when she comes out of that, she's quite happy. But I don't know, she's a fairly laid-back cat, so I think we might try her with another kitty in a condo or something like that, just to kind of test it out. But I mean, just kind of like most animals, as long as they kind of have their space to go away, then most of the time they'll get along pretty well with each other.
And she's good with adults, I know, because she was playful in the newsroom. But how is she? Have you noticed her behavior around children?
I haven't really noticed too many. Like, she just kind of went up on the adoption floor just before the weekend, so there might have been a few kids in. I don't see an issue with her just because of how affectionate she is. I mean, with her, like, she just is very, like, she likes to knead a lot, so I would recommend keeping the nails trimmed up pretty good if you do have the small kids, even just for yourself as well too, so not poking little holes all over in you kind of thing. But other than that, like, she's just a happy cat.
And you had your adoption weekend this past weekend at PetSmart. How did that go?
It went really well. Like, so what they kind of do, they do it leading up to it as well too. So in that time frame, we did have 2 kittens go during that time, and then during the weekend, we had a rabbit and a dog find their new forever home as well too. So it was quite a successful adoption week for sure.
And you have another event coming up on June 1st. Would you like to discuss that a little bit?
Yeah, so the runners of Optimus Kids Day invited us to come out again as well too, so we will be doing our glitter tattoos at Optimus Kids Day. So come on out if you want some glitter tattoos, and then we'll also be kind of watching over for the bouncy houses as well too. So yeah, so we're just there to help out as well, and then there to give some glitter tattoos.
And you are still currently looking for board members for your upcoming AGM meeting. Just talk a little bit about how people can, get involved, or what being a board member entails.
Yeah, so I mean, our annual general meeting, that's just, so we can go over the yearly budget and things like that, and the public can come and if they're really interested in something like that too, just to learn a little bit more about us. But then, yeah, our board members, like, they're, behind the scenes, but they make a lot of, like, the important decisions as well too, but, like, just on what to raise money for and how to do it, and just different ideas that are always floating around, things like that. Like, we're just looking for new fresh ideas as well too. So if you think you have some plans for us, I mean, we're definitely wanting to hear about it for sure.
Okay. Well, perfect. Thank you so much for bringing in Topanga. And if you'd like to become a board member, all you have to do is just contact the SPCA, and they'll take it from there. And if you love Topanga, she is also available at the SPCA as well. But thank you again for coming in.
Pet Project is brought to you by Quick Pick Waste Disposal, Lloydminster's #1 waste and recycling hauler. Quick Pick is waste collection you can depend on.
Hey, it's Justin with 101.9 Boom and 93.7 Win FM, and here's what's happening. This week, Fast and Curious heads over to Mary Brown's in Lloydminster. That's where you can enter to win the gorgeous 2019 Nissan 370Z that we are giving away courtesy of the new Lloydminster Nissan. Head over there to qualify, and then next week, 7:40 a.m. on Monday to be precise, is when we're calling a qualifier's name. If we call your name, you only have 370 seconds to call us back. Now, I know you've heard all of us yell about this contest on the stations because it's a big one and we don't want anyone to miss out on it. Plus, you only have a few more chances to qualify, so make sure you get in on that. Full info can be found at 1019boom.com and winfm.com. And May 25th is a very busy day. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in your community. Let's start with this one. May is Cystic Fibrosis Month, if you didn't know. And anyone living with a disease, an ailment, or an illness knows that it couldn't be further from a walk in the park. Well, this is where you come in. McRae Floor Covering and the Wainwright Kinsmen are having a fundraising barbecue for cystic fibrosis in front of the McRae Floor Covering store here in Wainwright. So check that out. That's going down May 25th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then in Lloydminster, the spring cleanup garage sale is going down at the Service Sports Center from 10 to 3, so you can check that out. One person's trash might be another person's treasure. So if you got stuff that can be reused or something you're done with that you think someone else may be able to repurpose, bring it over there to the Service Sports Center May 25th in Lloydminster. I'm Justin with 101.9 Boom and 93.7 Win FM, and that's what's happening.
our Mother series, I'm joined here with April and her husband Marty just to talk about their journey through postpartum depression and just to share their story. So thank you for joining us today. I know this is a very difficult situation to talk about, but can you just explain as much as your story as you'd like to?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having us. So 5 years ago, we were put in a situation where we had a premature infant to take care of. And it was kind of hard because we had a lot of pressures that everyone has when they're in the hospital for complications in a pregnancy and whatnot. So we had been in the hospital the month prior to having her, or 3 to 4 weeks before having her, we were in the hospital. And then about 3 weeks into our stay at the NICU, I started to decline in my mental health. And so, sorry.
That's okay.
Anyways, so kind of what happened was I was very high functioning. I was doing well with my infant, so I was confident in taking care of her, and it was hard for others to see that I wasn't doing well mentally. I think from what I've gathered anyways, it was a stressful situation, and for my husband, I guess I'll let him speak for himself, but yeah, what did you feel going through?
I had no idea what was going on with April at all. I thought that I associated it with the baby blues that she had with Eden, and just thought she needed just basic encouragement, and you know, there's family coming routinely and friends to visit her, and you know, I thought that she, like, it would just, how she was feeling would disappear within a couple weeks. And so I'd already taken substantial time off work and felt pressure to get back to work, and kind of left her in the care of the hospital, as well as friends having no idea what was going on at all.
Yeah, so about 3 weeks in, he had to be back at work, and I started to notice that my thought processes were not healthy. And so about 4 days into not sleeping well, I contacted the support nurse in our NICU, and I just explained to her that my father had passed away from suicide a few years back, and I didn't want to have that happen to me, I said. And I said that I was having bad thoughts. And she believed in me, and she hoped the best in me, and it was wonderful because she listened and she was great. And so in no way was she not there for me, but she just hoped that once I was home with my husband again, that things would kind of balance out, and that I would sleep again, and I would feel comforted and have that support. And so once we were home, she believed we would be in a much better situation. So that was fair, and I think she did her best and everything. But the reason I share that is because I did reach out, and I took the postpartum depression test, and I failed it. And yeah, I was unfortunate. It was an unfortunate situation that I was sent home with that. But in no way do I have bad feelings about that. I just share it because I want for when the next person reaches out to be getting the attention that they need, I guess. So that's a big piece of our story, I guess, because Marty also felt like if he would have known that, he would have done other things as well, I think, right?
I mean,
like,
I would have stayed at the hospital longer, and finances would be less of a priority.
And so I guess, when did you start to feel like you can, I guess, overcome this just a little bit?
Wow, that's a big question. I would say, as of recently, in the past 18 months, my mental health has gotten a lot better, but it had gotten very poor before it could get better. And unfortunately, in my story, there's a very sad portion where I did go into psychosis. And I guess that wasn't your question, sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, so in my story, what I do find that I need to share with people is that it is a real thing, and that once insomnia had hit me when I was home, I didn't sleep for 4 days, and actually did attempt suicide. So I share that again just to spread awareness so that other moms when they are in that situation, and other dads when they are in the support situation, just that they can do all they can try to do is get help right away, and for it to be taken very seriously, because I seemed okay, but I was not okay. And you can look okay, but definitely not be okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so I would say in the past 18 months, I've really started to feel like myself again, which has been wonderful.
And I guess, so for those moms and dads who are going through a similar situation, I guess what you would say, what would you say to them who are, you know, they're wanting to get support, but they don't know how?
They don't know how. I would say there's a lot of amazing resources now. It's almost impossible to feel like you can reach out when you need to reach out. So if a woman or a man in a crisis says, "I'm not okay, I know I'm not okay," those words need to be taken so seriously, immediately. And it's very hard to say those words. And so when one person reaches out, it just needs to be taken very seriously, I guess. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, like the first step is awareness, because I didn't have any of it. So, you know, I was prioritizing money, finances, and stuff like that, thinking that was what needed to be dealt with, and that would help April feel less stressed or help her family situation improve. And, you know, I'm not, I can't remember how clear she was with me about like how she was doing. I feel like she could have been more clear perhaps, or maybe, you know, my focus was off and not, I had no comprehension of the whole issue. I didn't even know what postpartum depression was. So I wasn't very educated to take it seriously, and then just responded with encouragement type things. And, you know, you'll get better, you'll do fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, I kind of did want to believe the best, that she would get better. But the first step for someone going through it is if they can let the people around them who care about them know that this is very serious, and that it requires, that's what my sister said to me, is this is going to require like medical attention. Like you can't just slough it off or whatever. And so that's kind of when I started like really keeping people around April. But even that wasn't enough. And she needed to see people who are professionals in the area to deal with medication for her.
As well as not being left alone is very important in those days.
Okay, well, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming in and sharing stories. I know that sharing these types of stories is going to help a lot of women and men in this same situation. So thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thanks.